What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? And welcome back to another episode of Mes Que Un Podcast. I haven't done that in a while, dude. It's been a while since I said, what's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? So here we have Pablo, of course, Pablo Blanco, who's gone on a incredible venture, it seems, now with Barça Boston Tour or something like that. So I wanted to ask you about, what's that about? Like, I just wanted to ask you, what's
we're
that
starting
about?
out with the Barca Buzz.
I just wanted to start. I wanted to know what was Pablo about. But first, John, hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
John's a bit sick.
Yeah, not feeling great. Me and the missus picked up the bug, but I'm here. I enjoyed the match, despite what it may sound like. I am excited about the results, so I'm pumped to get into it, talk about some of those details. But I too also want to hear a little bit about this new collaboration between Pablo and Barca Buzz.
Yeah, I mean, as you guys know, I used to do like videos and sort of lead the video and content creation stuff at Barca Universal. So I was just sort of looking to get into that sort of stuff again, build up the portfolio again, start talking regularly into a large audience like about Barca, and sort of like lead that. So I've been in talks with like a few of them, to be honest with you, and then
oh wow, look at the Erling Haaland of journalism. Yeah, I told you he's going places. I've been saying this from the start. Pablo Woz Blanco, World Cup 2026.
I know it. I know it.
It's nothing big, honestly. It isn't, but
Barca was listening to it right now, going like, "What?"
Yeah, gutted in their seats. No, I mean, to be fair to Barca Buzz, like the guy I spoke to and the lead and all, I sort of know a few of the people in the group anyway, actually, but the lead was actually really good about everything. Like, with these things, I mean, we've spoken about this off camera, I won't go too long, but you need to have people who know how these things work in a sort of way, and he's given me like enough power and lead to just like, let me do my thing, and I'll do it professionally, and I'll do it professionally, and I'll get the best job, instead of if you've got people who've got little like ideas about nitpicking things, it can become a real nightmare. So they let me sort of free reign. So I'm just doing it. What I'm going to do is just like really short, so it doesn't take up too much of my time. 3 to 5 minute videos. I think I'll do one after every game, which is going to make scheduling after games very bit tight. But one after every game, and then maybe like if a big topic is up in the week, like I don't know, like transfer should Barcelona signs will be Mendy, you know, that sort of thing. Maybe like once a week, but that sort of video, 3 to 5 minutes long, and it will go on their Twitter and YouTube. But yeah,
well, nice. It ended up being like a plug, but at the end of the day, we just wanted to hear, because our friend here, Pablo, is like John saying, going places. So anyhow, last spot, we had 2 very important games in the meantime. We had Porto, we had Atletico Madrid. Barcelona got 3 points out of both of those games. So that is an incredible turn of events. I honestly thought we would have either drawn one of the 2 games or lost maybe one. Me and Pablo weren't so excited about what was coming on. But John, you always remained positive. I remember that, certainly. So why don't we start with you? How are you feeling after these 2 games,
So a couple of things happened, and I'm curious to see which of the 2 you all think it has the bigger impact.
Okay.
2 things that I'm talking about. The return of Frankie de Jong. The second thing, Joao Cancelo moving to the left, and Xavi going back to, let's call it a 3 center back formation, 3 of the 4 back there. Koundé, of course, sliding into the right back, unless it's a pacey winger, it'll be Araujo. I think it gives a lot more balance to Barcelona. We could get into that. But because the 2 happened at the same time, particularly Balde going to the bench and Cancelo getting that start on the left-hand side, I'm seeing both having a big influence, but I'm curious to hear from you 2. Which of those 2 do you think is having more influence on Barcelona's success right now?
Okay, Pablo, why don't we?
Me. I want to say both, because it is both. But if I had to go one, I'm actually going to go for the defence, I just think I watched the last 2 games of Barcelona, maybe especially tonight, and we look so much more like the team that we were last season. We really did, and I got to give it to the like sort of like that defence in a way. I mean, I know Inigo Martinez got injured in the warm-up. It felt like a blessing in disguise to me. How good do we look, guys, with Christensen next to Araujo and Koundé right?
Yes,
and either Joao Cancelo or Balde at left back, but Joao Cancelo now is in better form, and for me is an outrageously good play. He's just a class above, so good. But just having those 3 there is like, it changes everything for Barcelona. We just look so solid, honestly. We look almost unbreakable at times, and again tonight I thought they worked so well together. You can just see the reading and the understanding. So I'm going to go for that as the most important thing. De Jong coming back in, he could be our best player. So of course it's massive.
Yeah.
Without him, we are a different team, and he's taken over that midfield. And I thought all three in the midfield were very good today. Gundogan included, who I've given a stick to before. I thought it was his best game in a Barca shirt. Pedri again.
I was gonna say same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Gundogan, I thought best match for Gundogan had a spark that I haven't seen from him before in a Barca.
But that was, I think, because he was playing deeper. Like I think this game he conducted a lot more of the ball progression. He was way more. He sort of commanded that midfield more than in previous games. And I think that Frankie coming back, of course, is one of those huge benefits. I would say, like Pablo, he is our best player, 100%.
Frankie makes every midfielder
better,
the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
Not just better, the best version of themselves.
And that's saying
he covers whatever gap that midfielder has, so they can shine with the parts that they have in terms of strength.
I mean, it's saying a lot when Oriol Romeo is a midfielder and you make him the best version of themselves,
Yeah, dude.
So and to answer also your back question, yes, I think we also I think like a podcast ago kind of mentioned it, saying that Balde maybe didn't have the best of runs of form in the latest games, and I wasn't for me a surprise to test Joao Cancelo to the left, and I think that again gives you so much solidity from before. And I honestly now look at it, why not just keep it like this and have Joao Cancelo rotate with Balde? Because today, for instance, Joao Cancelo was incredible, but by the 70th minute, you could see the guy was kind of like very, very tired. Same with some other players. I think that, for instance, Gundogan also looked very tired. But anyhow, I just feel that the formation to that three center backs at the back just made Barcelona way more solid, kind of play like how they used to last season. Paulo nailed it on I know how you say it. He nailed it, saying that we looked like the team of last season. We really did.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm wondering if now that I think that the data is in, 3 center backs with 1 wing back, we'll say.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Xavi will try it on the reverse side, like put Cancelo back on the right, but maybe do like a Inigo Martinez, Christensen, Araujo, or Christensen, Araujo, Koundé, then Joao on the right.
Look, I think that works, but the reason why it's working now, it's probably because we have Rafinha on the right-hand side. Because Rafinha is sort of that natural right winger who's going to stretch the game a little bit more. Even so, he's that in this formation compared to our other players. He's not like the best player doing that. Like Dembele, ideally, would be doing that role that Shai wanted last season, right?
Who is it?
but Rafinha is sort of the closest player we have to that sort of profile. So I'm not sure if someone like Ferran can do that. I think Lamine can maybe do that, but still you're asking quite a lot from, a lot of work rate from a youngster. So I'm not too sure whether that would work ideally. I think it would work if you have someone like, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing perhaps some games where we have 3 at the back. I said it before, Joao Cancelo and maybe even Alejandro Balde. Having Alejandro Balde like another option to stretch the game and push Cancelo a little bit wider up.
Yeah. Oh, we could. Shall we have, by the way, because you mentioned him, shall we have a word on Rafinha? Because for me, what a performance. And I think we see how much we miss him. And I know he gets stick in the eyes of the fan base, but I'm quite happy on this podcast. I feel like we're all quite aligned on our takes on him. But I think he's been class since he ever joined, actually. And I thought, again, tonight, absolutely ran the show out there. What a player to have on the right-hand side, with and without the ball, creates everything. And he works so hard. And I'll say this, I thought actually when he got subbed off, I thought we're going to concede. I was watching. I thought, can we sub him back on as if we're like in a Sunday league game? Because I actually thought this is not the moment for Lamine Yamal, defending a 1-0 lead against aggressive Atleti. And usually in the last 10-15 minutes, I love when Lamine comes on because he wreaks havoc for the tired defenders. But I actually think this time, no, it didn't work for me. And I thought Rafinha was having the game of his life out there, as he often does, actually, I think. And just what a play. He's so important to Barcelona playing well. And when I see that sort of 11, it's no doubt to me that we're going to do well, because it's an 11 full of quality players. And we look good against Porto, look good again today. 2 massive wins in 1 week. And that's what you get when you've got those sorts of players on the pitch. Really pleased with it.
Yeah, I think that for the very first time this season, Barcelona has put like their best 11. Like it's literally not because Iñaki Peña is there, but still we have to mention Iñaki Peña because he was incredible today. We're going to talk about him, but
saved us.
Yeah, he saved us quite a lot.
Literally, right? That free kick from Memphis there, that was going in. That was hitting the back of the net.
Correa's chance at the end.
I was gonna say not the best shot, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do there, and Peña did it.
Yeah, so like
just 3 points.
He's a little bit flimsy when coming out from the corner or for a grass.
He looks like the freshman in a locker room full of varsity players. You know what I mean? Like he looks a step behind physically. It's like Pedri year one.
Yeah, exactly. But still, when he comes out for the corners or for another free kick that happened, he just, instead of grabbing the ball, he just punched it, and he was like, that's like sort of like what Kepa does, and you're not supposed to be Kepa, and stuff like that, But anyhow, I was gonna say, like, it's the first time I can say Barcelona, this is their best 11. Like before, but Xavi kind of configured different teams and whatnot. But now, if let's say we play tomorrow quarterfinals of the Champions League against, give me a team, any names. Inter. Barcelona Xavi should put this 11. This is what I think Barcelona should go for. Even maybe the only player that could have been replaced could be Joao Felix for a Gavi maybe, but anyhow, I think that's the only place where there's something up for debates. But if Joao Felix continues, like, how about, this is what I wanted to ask you. Do you think he's a starter? Like he's an undisputed starter at the moment?
Right now, yes. So I'm with you all. Like, this is for the players that are available, right? This is our best 11. When Ter Stegen is healthy, obviously he slides in. But outside of that, this is our best 11. If Gavi's around, then I think it fully depends on who we're playing, whether you go with Joao Felix or Gavi. Mm-hmm. There's an argument to be made that at some point you'd be looking at maybe a Gavi and Joao Felix instead of Lewandowski. Something that I was thinking about earlier.
Yeah.
And before I even say this point, Lewandowski did kind of prove me wrong a little bit with his last couple of minutes there, but I think there's a creativity issue.
Yeah.
Lewandowski is a technically proficient player. He is a goal-scoring machine. He's not the most creative player. And he's around players that are of a different generation that are, in my opinion, I think thinking about the game a little bit more abstract. And I think that's maybe the disconnect that we're seeing from Lewandowski. Now, I was thinking about this in the first half watching him, and then second half he did some clever things there. But overall, the chemistry with the team, I'm wondering if that's part of it. Just a different way of looking at the game.
I agree. I think when you look at, actually all 11 players today, potentially, it sounds harsh, potentially bar Lewandowski, I thought had like 7 or 8 out of 10 performances. But in general, I think you're right, John. Like Lewandowski, when you sort of see the way Barcelona play, it's all very intricate and passy and like dinking over the top and all like very swift and chopping and changing on the ball. Then you get to Lewandowski and it's sort of like, oh, the bloke's about to lose it. Like if it's anything other than like a one-time finish, it's like he's a bit like gangly on the ball. He's not very he gets a bit uncomfortable. He's like stuck up. He doesn't slot in with the rest of them.
In defense of Lewandowski, like I first of all, the first that came to mind is we weren't having this conversation last season. Like actually last season I said like, wow, Lewandowski came and he showed me another side where he was able to do that. He had an incredible start with Pedri alongside him, where they both kind of played off each other, and I really liked that. The same when Joao Felix came in. So I don't think I think maybe it's the creativity. Maybe he doesn't think that abstractly, like Johnny's saying. He's thinking more about what can I do with the ball now rather than what can I do with the ball 2 passes forward, and that of course kind of makes it a little bit slower, the play overall. But I also feel that you're saying, for example, bringing Joao Felix in and leaving Lewandowski out. I don't think Joao Felix would be nearly as effective as someone like Lewandowski. Like, I think that if you bring Lewandowski today, you are Mario Hermoso, you are Axel Witsel, you are Jose Maria Jimenez, you just focus way more on Lewandowski. Like, there's no way that if you are just Joao Felix, like, there's no way they would give him as much importance or cover or work as hard to be able to mark someone like him. Right? And plus, athletically, I think he's a menace. Like in every corner, every set piece, he's still gonna be someone that you have to keep an eye very close on. So I don't think we have something else in our locker, in our pocket, that can be better than Lewandowski at the moment. But that could change if we have Vitor Roque coming in. You know,
I was gonna say enter Vitor Roque. Here's the thing: even with my critique of Lewandowski, on a different night he gets 2 goals. Mm-hmm. That the ball in from Rafinha early on was great. Back to him having a great match.
Yeah.
Lewandowski just took that one right off the face. I'm not sure what happened with that one. And he had another big miss as well. Yeah. The volleys, that's a little bit more challenging, but I expect better from Lewandowski. He had time and space.
And the last chance he had at the end of the game.
Yeah. Also, by the way, in the second minute, was it? You know, when we had like 2 chances in 2 minutes, I think it was Joao Felix played him through it. He had like a left-footed scuff shot that Hermoso blocked. Another chance, you're right, about the volley. The weird header technique. I thought that was a goal, by the way. I thought you just flick it on, you know, and any change of direction, it's going to be Oblak. Last minute of the game when he sat down, whoever was it, Witsel, whoever slid, puts it way wide. You know, he's had plenty of chances tonight. Didn't take any of them.
Do we think that maybe, just maybe, pressure? Like, has he ever been as much under pressure as he's probably been here? No, he hasn't.
No, but I think there's 2 things. I think some of it is the pressure and the criticism because the media does obsess over Barcelona and Real Madrid, and if there's any sort of subpar performance, they highlight it. But here's the other thing. I think he's also putting pressure on himself. He knows he's only got a couple of years at Barcelona, and I really think he came to win the Ballon d'Or. I think that was his sole justification for coming over when he did. He went, you know what? I'm not going to win it at Bayern Munich. It's not going to happen for me. They literally would not give it to anybody in 2020 when I should have gotten it. That was my best chance. I got to go to a Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Is that on paper?
Real Madrid's got Mbappe or Haaland or this or that. I'm going to Barcelona.
Bro, like Bellingham is going to win it first and Lewandowski. Like that's like I think like Lewandowski is like. I think everybody thought that Lewandowski moving from Bayern Munich to Barcelona was just going to be 40 goals a season, guaranteed. And that if you do that, that's Ballon d'Or material. But sure. I think that maybe he underestimated how different or how complicated or how just football is lived differently in Spain. And I think that pressure, that everything is going to be a little bit way more consuming, perhaps. And I'm not saying I think he's a great professional, but let's be honest. I think that right now he might be feeling way more pressure than he has ever done. And I'm not saying that he's going to crumble or anything, right? But sometimes you just need to get used to that. And maybe some sort of adaptation process, maybe. You can hear doubt in my words as I say it, but just putting it out there.
To be fair, on that point, though, how many goals did he score for Barcelona in all competitions last season? It's got to be 40 or close to 40 now.
Yeah, like he...
Yeah, but some of it depends on the year, right? Because if it's not a World Cup year, then that gets factored out, right? If there's not a clear top goal scorer from a Champions League winner, then that kind of gets factored out, and it goes to someone that looks like a Lewandowski.
Yeah, last season he scored 33 goals.
Just in La
and
Liga.
8 assists. No, in all competitions.
In all, okay, well, still, so he's getting close to that. My point is, you don't win the Ballon d'Or for that. If anyone knows the Ballon d'Or, if it's the World Cup year, you have to win the World Cup. Then it goes, and if it's not World Cup, it goes to the Champions League winner. So, he can't just score 40 goals. I mean, he could have got 65 for Barca last season, but if Poland went out in the group stages, or wherever they went out, and Barca went out in the group stages, he can forget it.
Yeah. Well, I wonder when the last time is that somebody won the Ballon d'Or that didn't win either the World Cup or Champions League.
Like, even if you go back to 2018, Modric won it and he didn't even win the World Cup.
He won Champions League?
Yeah, I mean, what I mean is that, he won Champions League, he got second. Like, you need to have something special going for you in the World Cup.
So, like, one of the two,
You need to have some sort of impact in the World Cup.
To be fair, when was it? Was it 2019. Messi won it. Yeah, and because Liverpool won the Champions League, obviously that was the Anfield year. Obviously, coming so close in the chat, he's gone far enough in the Champions League, and there was no one clear from. I was thinking it was between him and either Van Dijk. They wanted to win it that year or something. Remember?
But in a World Cup year. Okay, talk something else. I'm gonna look up.
2021. Messi got it, and Barca didn't win shit. Right?
Yep.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So unless you're Lionel Messi and leading in all stats, you pretty much have to win World Cup or Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean 2014, obviously. No, well, it went to Ronaldo.
Okay, so the last time there was a World Cup and the winner of the Ballon d'Or didn't do anything in the World Cup was when Cristiano Ronaldo won it with Real Madrid in 2014. No, that would actually be in 2015, right? Because you win the Ballon d'Or 2015 or 2014?
2014, I think. Like you win it in. Well, yeah, you win it in January 2015, is it? And anyway.
Yeah, I'm not here to do math, you guys. I don't know. All right, so let's hear. I can't believe this hasn't come up yet.
Yeah.
Joao Felix celebrating against Atletico Madrid, his current club. He is on loan to Barcelona. And this comes after the comments midweek. I don't know if you all were.
No, I wasn't up to date. Can you please
of what was said?
Give me some sort of recap?
So the pieces that I caught were Joao Felix saying, not only do I have more fun playing at Barcelona, but everyone at Atletico Madrid, if they were honest with themselves, would also say that they would enjoy playing at Barcelona more. Otherwise, they're lying.
Oh, okay.
That's what Joao Felix said. And then, what did I say? Griezmann and I think it was Saul both made comments about how, Joao Felix he never really could do enough. He could have done better, like that kind of thing. So there were comments back and forth. So then Joao Felix comes on, scores against his current club, and celebrates. For those that are maybe unfamiliar with football etiquette, most players, 99% of players, do not celebrate against the club that they used to play for, good, bad, or indifferent. This man's celebrating against his current club that he's playing for against on loan.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's amazing. Shots fired.
Yeah.
I love it.
But it's exactly what you would expect, actually, because for anyone who would...
Did he actually celebrate it?
He's nothing.
Yeah. He went over to the fans.
But was it the away fans or was it like Barca fans?
Well,
I gotta assume it was to the Barca fans.
Yeah.
Right?
If I've celebrated, I don't know. I thought it would have been way more euphoric. I didn't actually. My personal take isn't that it wasn't like it was like a celebration, but it wasn't like fucking yeah, come on, you know. I didn't see like that. He was just like.
It was enough. It was
he walked off.
It was like, I'm the fucking guy. Like, that's what you let go of. That's what happens when I play in a normal team who plays football. I'm like, you let go of me. And to be fair, you can't really celebrate to the away fans in Barcelona. It's not the Camp Nou away. You're going to point to.
Yeah, the away fans in like
way up there.
But in Montjuic, actually, to be fair, they would have been directly above where Joao Felix celebrated. He's sort of just up and in front of him. So actually, I didn't think about that, but that's not bad. Actually, they would have literally been up there. So
I love it.
Watch it again.
I absolutely love it. I'm about that kind of player. Yeah. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
I don't mind it whatsoever.
Do we think he can stay? Let's say Barcelona stay with Joao Felix for next season, right? They buy him. Atletico Madrid just get rid of him. They hate him. Okay, whatever. He comes to Barcelona.
I saw
what do you think is the expectation for someone like Joao Felix? Because right now there's no expectation really because he's just on loan. So I think that is sort of like saving him a bit. So what are we expecting? What right now you can just have fun, right? You're allowed to have fun with Joao Felix. I think that's good. Joao Cancelo is different because you already know he's like a made player. So whatever he does is just incredible. But Joao Felix, what's your expectation if he actually signs for Barcelona? Like what sort of player do you think he would be? Because right now, if we are being completely honest, I don't think he has scored important goals, but I don't think he would be I'm loving what he's doing. I'm falling in love with a lone player. I must just put that as a disclaimer. But I don't think that if he wasn't on loan, if he was bought, people would be like, oh no, Joao Felix, like he needs to do better. He only has like what 4 goals, 3 assists, something like that.
Yeah.
He has 5.
He
has 5 goals.
I think it fully depends on the price tag.
It does. Yeah. Unfortunately,
fully depends on the price tag.
It does. Yeah. That is it. Yeah, you're right. If he's come for 100 million, he'd be getting hammered right now. Even this goal tonight, we'd be saying like, right, he better kick on from there. Then if he's cost 100 million,
yeah, exactly.
If he came on at 35, we'd be going, this is nice, and that's why he's got.
I was gonna say
freedom on loan.
Yep. 35, 40 million, and how he's been performing this season, and I think we're good. We're solid. If we're paying 50 or more, I'm like, hey, Ansu could do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Memphis Depay could do this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If we're paying,
dude, I still miss Memphis.
Upwards of 45.
Seeing him play today, I was just like, he's still so annoying. he's a good player. Like honestly, like I think he's very. I'm not kidding you. Not
he's a baller.
I kid you not. I think people really underrated him. Underrate him when they talk about. It's because of injuries. He's not consistent enough. But I would put him up there with the players. Like the player. I think he could lead like easily like a front line or whatever. Like he at United right now would be their best player by far. Better than Bruno Fernandes in my opinion. 100%.
Talk about shots fired. My goodness.
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah. Wow. No, I mean, on Joao Felix at that point, it's one of those where he doesn't like Atleti. They don't like him. He doesn't want to go back there. I mean, the only reason they want him back there is for money and profit. We'll have to wait and see how much they'd be willing to sell him for in the summer. I think I heard Barca saying 40 million. I think they're going to be in for
That's a bit too much. I think that's a bit too much. I think perfect price would be around 32, 35.
Really? I was about to say, I think they're going to be in for a bloody shock when they realise that Atleti are not going to be letting him go for anything near 40. I thought it was 80 and 120.
That's what I heard. So here's my question. These antics from Joao Felix, this back and forth, making it very clear how he's feeling about wanting to be at Barcelona. Yeah. Does that help or hurt Barcelona in the negotiations? Like if I'm Atletico, is it like, you know what? I obviously we have to get rid of him. Give me a fair offer and he's yours. Or is it, you know what? This guy's been a thorn in my side and we know he's not coming back here. Barcelona, you have to save him. I'm going to up the price because we know that you have to buy him now.
Yeah, I think it helps actually. But I understand what it might. I understand where you're coming from. That Atleti say, nah, like that's it then. Like, F you guys. But
yeah,
I actually think from an Atleti point of view, they don't want him hanging around. He leaves a negative effect on the team. I actually think.
How much does he earn at Atletico Madrid? He must earn like quite a big sum. So
I'd imagine
a lot. So it's like if he does the same thing of like, hey, I'm just gonna stick here until my contract runs out. I'm young enough. Barcelona can sign me on a free when that's up.
Didn't he sign until 2029?
Yeah, something like that. But that's what I mean. Like Atletico Madrid cannot afford that. They cannot afford to have a player like that. Yeah. In the bench. Like at the end of the day, they would have to they have to sell, and that's the problem with it. That's the problem. I think Atletico Madrid have kind of like dug themselves into a hole here because they cannot afford him staying. It would just be way too expensive.
Yeah. Well, Barcelona currently sitting third in the table. Atletico still have a match in hand though.
Yeah.
Everybody else has played 15. Atletico's played 14. Who's that up against? Let me see here. Against either Sevilla, Cadiz, or Celta Vigo. Those are the other.
I love that I've turned on notifications for Ferran Torres whenever he uploads something on Instagram. So now he has like, boom, Ferran Torres has uploaded a new story. And I'm like, time to get my daily doses of shark energy.
The shark, baby.
Good, that's me.
So we got Girona coming up next.
Yeah, big one.
That's a big one. Girona with a late comeback. That was frustrating. 2 goals in the 82nd minute and 88th minute. Yeah. I think it was from Stuani.
Yeah,
frustrating.
That's also good.
Barcelona, we're in it.
Is that gonna be a more difficult game than this one? Do we think so?
Not. I don't think so.
In what sense? Are they just gonna smash us, or we're gonna smash them?
No, I think if we play that against Girona, I think 3 or 4-0.
Has Girona really been tested yet this season?
Honestly, I think we can ravage them if we get it right. I don't think we will. I think it'll be like a tight game. I do, but like, I think if we play like that, if we really go for it, and if we're clinical, it can be a big scoreline.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Real
Madrid. Real Madrid beat them 3-0.
Yeah, exactly.
Down a man.
Yeah.
They tied with Athletic Club. They had to have a comeback win against Valencia. I think they just haven't been tested yet. I think they're ready for a pounding, boys.
I think it's gonna happen like one or two things where you remember those old Real Betis games we had when Quique Setién was the manager? They were just wild. You know, when Junior Firpo,
some of those 5-2 wins,
run the Camp Nou. Remember that time?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's going to be something like that, where you're like, wow, Real Betis are playing really good football. They like made it difficult to this club, to that club. And it's either going to be like they beat us on the first round like they did, or we smash them like in the second.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those, because the game plans of both teams are very similar. It's very attacking. It's very like, we have the ball, you have the ball. It's like today between Manchester City and Tottenham. You know, did you see the scoreline of the game? It was just 3-3, something crazy like that. It's going to be something crazy like that. It's going to be a 4-3 VAR decision. It's going to be a 3-0 smashing. It's going to be something like that. No way it's a 0-0 or 1-0.
I don't know comparison from you, but yeah.
We'll see. I'm scrolling through a little bit here. I'm just looking at how Girona's been lining up over the last few matches, and they change things up quite a bit. Sometimes it's a 3-back, sometimes it's a 4-back.
They play against Valencia with Eddie Garcia at right back. That's ballsy.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a 4-4-1-1. So I'm curious. Barcelona at home. Yeah, I'm going Barcelona. I'll say 4-1 over Girona. Lewandowski double. Lewandowski double. Rafinha.
And the Shark.
Yeah, and the Shark. Lewandowski, Rafinha, Shark off the bench.
Yeah.
This man, dude. We'll see. We will see tomorrow
bench.
what they say, if it's true or not, about Americans know or they do not know.
About what now?
About if Americans know ball or not. We'll see next week.
Please, we know ball. We will see. We will see.
Yeah.
What are your predictions, boys, for Girona?
I'm going 3-1 Barca.
I'm going 3-2.
Ooh.
I was going 4-3 Girona.
No. 3-2 Barcelona.
Hugo, why would you say 4-3 Girona? That's terrible of you.
In what world?
Gaslighting him into predicting it. What would you say?
Wonderful. Well, boys, before we go, FC Cincinnati update.
You lost against Columbus Crew.
Heartbreaker. Wife and I were sick, like I said, so we didn't make it to the match. We had to watch it from the couch. Up 2-0 all the way to the 75th minute. Own goal, sloppy second goal, then just didn't have the subs. Lost it. Heartbreaker.
Tough to take.
But a great season. We went from bottom of the league to top of the league in just a couple of years.
Yeah.
So hats off to FC Cincinnati. Proud of the boys, the orange and blue.
Today I opened my tablet, and I hadn't used it like in years, and it was saved on like Twitter on the 7th of October when Cincinnati beat Inter Miami. And I was like, I was watching the highlights because I thought it was today. You know, I was just that dumb that I didn't remember that game already happened. I was watching, I was like, damn, Cincinnati are actually playing good football. And then it says 7th of October. And I thought I'd just bring it up.
Yeah, the good times. It was a great season. It really was. We had MVP, best defender, top goalkeeper. We had goal of the year. We had save of the year. We had manager of the year. We had the GOAT. What are you gonna do? You know. So, a good season.
Well, I think that brings it to an end.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes, indeed.
It does. There's no better way than finishing a pod from the FC Cincinnati update. And yeah, so that's gonna be it, guys. Remember to follow us, rate us 5 stars on Spotify, all your other
gotta start doing that at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. For your other podcast
My
platforms.
goodness.
Watch us on YouTube. You can follow us everywhere. You know, Pablo's doing more stuff. Johnny's doing it on their channel. I'm not doing anything, so you cannot find me anywhere.
We got the Booga exclusive right here.
Literally.
For
This
now,
is the
anyway.
only place where I do anything. So yeah.
Love it.
But someday I'll return. So guys, see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Bye, friends.
See y'all.
See you guys.